Andrew's rich again time. Yeah, it is Andrew's rich again.
Can't keep winning, Andrew.
Well, all I do is win. Hey, take.
Come back.
Let's move on to the Tate boys. Over the weekend, they were arrested in Miami over the extradition charges from the UK. Here, check it out.
U.S. Marshals arrested notorious social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami on Saturday, stemming from recent developments in the UK.
Now that is a sexy man. Oh my God, that is a lovely blouse you're wearing. Could it be any more open? Could I be showing any more ankle?
Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Could I be more sorry?
Could I look any more like a pimp?
I was all about trying to get paid. I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money. That's what I wanted. So I was a pimp in that sense.
And don't even get me started on that goddamn gold lame jacket. Dude looks like a overpaid megachurch pastor in that outfit.
Can't get nothing past me.
Here, make sure you take my phone before the authorities get it. They have been fighting extradition for quite a while now. They are brought up on charges in the UK over human trafficking and sexual assault.
The Tate brothers were taken into custody as they were heading to a boxing event that one of them was set to co-host here in Miami.
Bloody up the top G like this. Big uppercut. And he's down.
They've indicated that they're likely going to fight those extradition charges back to the United Kingdom.
They are accused of so many terrible sex crimes.
With accusations of rape, sex trafficking, assault, child and extreme pornography.
Bringing the total number of charges faced to 59.
Model Bree Stern accusing Tate of sexually assaulting and choking her at the Beverly Hills Hotel earlier this month. Stern's attorney Tony Busby also providing NBC News with these photos, alleging they show the initial bruising on her face. The lawsuit saying she was later diagnosed and treated for post-concussion syndrome.
That's right, lock the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out. You can't stay in there forever.
And I am just shocked that they've gotten away with it for as long as they have.
Because Andrew and Tristan are innocent. They've never done nothing wrong. They shouldn't be extradited for crimes they did not commit. They've never done nothing wrong.
Bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch! And you go, fuck her. That's how it goes. Every real G knows these basic moves. These are the basic moves of pimping.
Don't forget, my girls were making us money too. Don't forget that. I'm just saying.
Nevertheless, Andrew Tate, I'm sure, will call his buddy Donald Trump Jr. to get out of trouble. I don't know if Donald Trump Jr. is going to have the pull that he used to, but it is so amazing the company the Tates keep, isn't it?
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
Tucker, a pleasure. Tristan Tate.
It's so
Real
nice to meet you.
Great to meet you too,
what a
man.
trip
I'm
this
a huge admirer.
Wow, man. This is like...
You're the famous one, bro. You're the famous one.
Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the Tate boys, and I'll just give you a quick review, they have been indicted on sexual assault charges and human trafficking in the UK. So they hightailed it out of the UK and they went to Romania and they started to do basically the same stuff down there. Andrew Tate famously would tell his watchers, his followers, the bunch of 14, 15-year-old impressionable, unsexed young boys, that women are bitches and they're always out to get your money, but let me show you how to use and abuse women and extract money out of them.
Welcome to the Tate PhD course. If you've bought this course, which you obviously have, congratulations, you're going to change your life for the better. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm fucking certified. I created a system that allowed me to convince girls to do this, allowed me to retain 100% control of their income. You start with a girl, you download OnlyFans on your phone, you take her ID pictures, her name, everything it takes to verify the account. You verify the account on your phone and you control the account. So you are now in charge of her OnlyFans.
You know, like a pimp.
So yeah, on corporatate.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree.
He would tell his followers that he would profess his love to some of these girls from Eastern Bloc, Czechoslovakia, Russia, and Romania, and get them to come to him in Romania. And once he got them in his compound, he would confiscate their passports and not let them leave.
I know how to make sure the girl can't run away.
And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house.
I like to keep the girls' passwords. I log them in and log them out. If you give the girl the password to her account, there's a chance she could run away and try it by herself. I went to the room, smashed the room up, told her I knew what she did. She sent me all the money, but that has happened to me before.
And then basically put them on a site where they were doing internet peep shows, you know, like OnlyFans, but he would extract 80% of the money and only give them 20, 30% of it and lie to them and say that it was like a 50-50 split. Well, there was this, I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
The funniest thing in the world happened. I saw this tweet from former kickboxer Andrew Tate, where he tweeted at environmentalist Greta Thunberg bragging about all his cars and their huge emissions. He's like, send me your email for a complete list of all my sports cars. And then she replied and told him to email her at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. So after that, it was over. This man was so pressed that this child burned him that he made a reply video. Him in a robe, smoking a cigar, getting a pizza delivery, like holding a pizza box. The very next day, authorities arrested him. Now, I don't want to get into what he was charged with, but let's just say he could open for Bill Cosby. In the single most savage tweet of all time, Greta tweeted, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." I was like, what?
And it got so bad that even the Romanian government saw what they were doing and arrested them for human trafficking.
In 2022, the Tate brothers were arrested in Romania on rape, human trafficking, and sexual exploitation charges. The case did not go to trial but remains open. Last year, the brothers left Romania for Florida, and state officials announced a probe into their activity.
Well, that really upset their biggest fan, who is Barron Trump. I marry my prostitute wife, Melania. I make tall boy falls in love with internet pimps, and around we go. My God. So Barron Trump reaches out to his dad and is like, Dad, can you do something about this? I really like these Tate boys.
This man and his brother, both facing charges of rape and human trafficking in Romania, were suddenly allowed to return to the United States, and how the Trump administration might have been involved in that.
Andrew and Tristan Tate landed in Florida today on a private jet after being released from custody in Romania. They are accused rapists, human traffickers. Did your administration pressure the Romanian government to release them, and if so, why?
I know nothing about that. I don't know. You're saying he's on a plane right now?
He's back. They already made it.
Yeah, I just know nothing about it. We'll check it out. We'll let you know.
And it's not just Barron and Don Jr. that like the Tates. It's also Laura Trump, Donald Trump. Everybody seems to like these guys because a fisherman can tell another fisherman from afar. Exploitation is the name of the game, and everybody's playing it.
It's very clear from your reporting that there was some pressure put by the Trump administration to get these guys back to the U.S.
Yeah, well, what we found was that their release from Romania was really the culmination of like years-long efforts by Andrew Tate in particular to forge very strategic alliances with prominent figures on the American right, media figures like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, people in the Trump family, first Don Jr. and then Barron, and then eventually some of his supporters who were very public with their support and defense of him and their criticism of the Romanian criminal case ascended into the Trump administration.
Alina Habba has talked about him. Richard Grenell, who has a kind of freelance portfolio and in fact admits that he discussed the case with a Romanian official.
Right. So, right, exactly. Paul Ingrassia, who actually served on the Trump's legal team, he ascends into the administration as well. And so after, this new administration comes in, Richard Grenell in particular, we found, had discussions with at least 2 Romanian officials about the Tate's case. One at Mar-a-Lago in December of 2024, the second in February at an international conference in Munich. And what we also found was that within within days of that second conversation, an order from the highest levels of the Romanian government came down to the prosecutors in the criminal case saying, you gotta strike a compromise with the Tate brothers. And they did not.
They were unhappy.
They were outraged, but they did follow through with ultimately lifting their travel bans, which the Romanian prime minister believed was gonna appease the Trump administration.
So Donald Trump literally reaches out to the Romanian government to get them to extradite them back to America, and they went to Florida, of course, and putting Ron DeSantis, he's not very happy about that.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding.
He pitches a bitch, but dude, what are you upset about? Florida is where all the best sexual assaulters go to survive and thrive, man. You got Russell Brand, you got Epstein, you got the Trumps down in Mar-a-Lago, and now you got the Tates. Well, hopefully it won't be very long before they are out of Florida and on their way back to the UK to get their just desserts. What these guys do is sell misogyny to lonely, impressionable, young teenage boys.
You cannot stop. You cannot give up. You're in the most fantastic place on the planet for making money, Hustlers University, and the only person who can ruin that is you. Welcome to the metaverse. Inject it into your brain. And if you only exist amongst the money, you're going to end up with some money. Welcome to Hustlers University.
Tell them that women are whores and bitches and teach them how to either neg them to get what they want out of them, or love them and leave them, or try to exploit them in some way. Where if any of these young men had actually went out in public and talked to a girl, then they might have better luck and they wouldn't need the Tates. But that's how it works. These Manosphere guys like the Tates, they spread the disease on the internet and then they try to sell you the cure in a form of like a seminar on, how to pick up women, like those old school pickup artists where, they would tell these lonely guys to go over there and say this horrible, crude thing to this woman and see what happens. And 99 out of 100 times, a woman would smack you upside the head. But maybe that one time that girl would be interested and intrigued. But if you played the law of averages and just was nice to women, you probably have a higher percentage if that is what you're looking for. But ultimately, that's what young men are being taught. That women are only good for a couple of things: sex and making my baby. And that's it. Nevertheless, it is a tragedy for the Manosphere. I'm sure that Clavicular right now is pouring one out in Tel Aviv for the Tate boys.
They don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
In between sessions of beating himself in the face with a ball-peen hammer in the hopes that the bones grow back more masculine.
You actually took a hammer to your face to shape your jawbone.
Yeah, well, it's all on YouTube.
Did your parents really have to hide the hammers around the house?
They did. So I had to switch to this baseball trophy, which is a pretty famous prop. I'd be pretty swollen. All my coworkers thought it was pretty weird because this was like before all this stuff became mainstream.
It's still pretty weird.
Talking about gender affirming care. Although with the Tates, I think that their gender affirming care is just a little bit different. Anyway, I'm happy to see that a couple of sex criminals are possibly going to get convicted of their sex crimes, and that makes me happy. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.